to Unapologetically Fierce with Faith, brought to you by CKJ Live. This is a safe place where my beloved tribe members and I put anything and everything on the table and dish the unfiltered tea. We are not just a podcast, we are a movement. So get your favorite beverage on hand and enjoy the show. Hey everybody. Hey ladies.
Hi ladies.
Hi guys.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, ladies.
Unreal. Happy holidays.
Just like that, the holiday season is here, ladies. 2020 is almost over.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
So today we're going to be talking about holiday traditions, how we've celebrated in the past, how we celebrate today. So I have a question for you ladies. What is one thing that tells you or signals to you that the holidays are here? I know for me, it's when the weather finally starts to cool off in Florida like it has this week. So here in South Florida, it's in the 50s and 60s in the morning. And that for me says wintertime, quote unquote wintertime, and Christmas season is finally upon us. How about you guys?
So cute. So for me, it's going to be hilarious because it's when eggnog is being sold in the store.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? We're eggnog fanatics. And this year I noticed that they brought it out earlier than before. So it was out from like Halloween, which was crazy. And of course, my husband started snagging the half gallon. So he does eggnog ice cream, the actual beverages. So up to date, we've probably had about 12 half gallons of eggnog, at least 5 pounds.
What?
I'm not even kidding.
And eggnog used to be so cheap. Have you guys noticed?
Listen.
Well, that's what I'm drinking, the Southern Comfort. Like I have like a
$7
like a half gallon or whatever, and it was like $4 something. I was like,
yeah,
Southern Comfort.
$7 at Publix Southern Comfort, by the way.
Ridiculous.
The bigger one, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's your first mistake, is going to Publix.
You are telling the truth.
That is crazy.
Oh, honey, we buy it at Sam's too. Sam's Club has it for like $5.99, but it's ridiculous.
That's the way to go. Yeah. How about you, Faith?
More nutmeg, more cinnamon puts me in the holiday spirit.
First thing, I think that I was going to say a song, but I think when Starbucks has their Christmas drinks,
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
they give their cups.
The holiday cups are out.
That's the holiday cups, which is like right after Thanksgiving. And I'm just like, okay, you can get all the holiday drinks. Although they had I don't know if you're a Starbucks buff.
You know I'm not, because I was going to use this time to tell you, I need to remind you, I hate Starbucks.
Yes, remember Key West? Do you remember Key West trying to get to Starbucks?
I know, but they had an eggnog latte.
I don't even care if they have one. I'm not drinking it.
No, but they have a caramel brulee, which is
that's
awesome.
my favorite, the caramel brulee.
And they have the cranberry bliss. It's kind of like it's like a gingerbread. It's really awesome and yummy. So that's what shows me that, yeah, the holidays are here. And then they give you the free Christmas cup, which is always great.
Yeah. How about you, Cam? What's something that signals to you the holidays are here?
Okay, don't laugh at me, guys, because it's kind of cheesy, but it's kind of been my thing since I was a kid. There's this one commercial. It's the Hershey's Kiss commercial where the little bells play the We Wish You a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
And for me, it's not
And that
Christmas.
last kiss.
Yes,
That last
until
kiss
the little
gets
ringing bell
excited.
again. It's not Christmas until I hear that. And even now at this age, like if I see it or my brother see it, like we'll call each other and be like, they played a commercial. And at that point, we know it's like, okay, it's officially Christmas. Get in the spirit. Like it's time. So that's always been like, for me. Huh?
Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I'm a little like, they remixed it this year. Like it was the commercial and then it like switched into like something else with like a family and them making like cookies or something with the Hershey's Kiss. And it's a cute commercial. However, I feel some type of way because I'm like, don't get rid of my tradition. I just like the regular bells. Just, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Like,
yes.
But
YouTube it and just keep repeating it.
I do. That's what I do.
It ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, now that you mentioned that, it reminds me of the M&M commercial that I love where they see Santa. They're like, he does exist. And Santa's like, they do exist. And everybody passes out. So
yeah,
definitely good for signaling Christmas is here.
Yeah. That's always been it for me.
Well, that's cute. So then with that being said, well, then how did you guys celebrate the holidays growing up? I want you guys to think about it. So for me and my household, we made a big to-do about everything. My mother was a fanatic for all the holidays. So I have it naturally, even though I despise every single holiday to this day. I still make a big deal out of it, if that makes any sense, what an oxymoron it is. Christmas tree we hung decorations within the house and the door. My mother baked her black cake. We did eggnog. We used to have company over, and the Christmas tree was filled with so much gifts that it would look like 4 rows just spreading onto the freaking carpet, even outside of the tree skirt. So I loved it. Always a big thing. They did tell me about Santa, but it was never Santa bought all of this. But we always had Santa. I didn't really do the cookies and milk for him, but I did leave a little food. My parents were Jamaican, so they didn't really believe all that crazy shit. Like, you're not doing cookies and freaking milk. Okay, cut the crap. But they did let me believe in Santa. I really was hopeful. I was up as late as I could be, and always pleasantly surprised. My parents went all out. Christmas was fun. What about you, Faith?
Christmas was kind of like, and it's going to sound kind of corny, but Christmas was like a wonderland, like a winter wonderland. And I think because my birthday, like our birthdays are like, it's like a week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And like 3 weeks before Christmas.
Yes.
So like my mom always went all out. And when I was younger and we lived in New York, she used to take me to FAO Schwartz.
Yeah.
Remember the
34th Street.
big?
Yeah.
And that was like so cute. And then we would go to FAO Schwartz and Rockefeller Center. Like, yes. I don't know how to ice skate, but just seeing the tree and all of that was just awesome. And then we used to put up the tree. Like, I remember right after my birthday, we would put up the tree. And it would just be Christmas. And like on Christmas Day, me being an only child, I remember taking naps between like opening up gifts because there were so many gifts and all of them were for me. Yes. I didn't to share with anybody. And it was just amazing. I think my mom took some pictures and I was just like knocked out. So, but Carrie, like you were saying with Santa Claus, I stopped believing when I was like 5. I remember my mom, and like, bless her heart, because she has like the worst handwriting. And I was like, come on. I was a smart kid. I'm a smart person. And I was just like, come on. And it looked like her handwriting. I was like, no one in the world could write like this. Like, there's no Santa, but I'll still take the gifts.
Right.
And then that would lead to like big dinners with my family. And, you know, with a West Indian family, you have so many people that come to your home. Yes. It would either be at like my grandmother's or our house. And like, you would see, I was talking to my mom the other day about it. Like, you would see like 30 to 40 people. The downside of it, though, was when my cousins who were like older than me, they would come to my house and they would see what I got for Christmas. And I was like, so wanted to play with them.
Right.
And they would take my stuff and break it. I would be like, for real?
That's painful.
Wow. They wouldn't have been able to come back to my house.
Yeah.
I'd be like, for real?
Right.
And, you know, but it was all fun, though. It was all fun, all love. And it was just great, you know?
That's so cute. Tam, what about you?
Well, my mom has always been like Mrs. Santa Claus, like as far as like, even now, like she starts like decorating from like before Thanksgiving. And she's like, if my tree isn't up by Thanksgiving, then it's no Christmas. Like, that's just like the way she's always been. Like, she's very, very big on Christmas. But, one of my favorite memories growing up as a kid was we had this, it was an orange cassette tape, and it was like the Disney version of the Christmas carols.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, my favorite on there was like the 12 Days of Christmas, which was sung by like the Chipmunks, Goofy, Mickey, Minnie.
Yes.
Like, my mom hated it. And she was like, it's so annoying. But she never like stopped us from playing it, though. That was like the thing about her. She was like, it's not what I prefer, but my kids seem to love it so much. And we would just play that tape like over and over and over, and she would just sit there. But like, she just let us do it because she was like, if Christmas is for my kids, and if it makes them happy, then that's what I'm gonna be forced to listen to. And like Faith, I have like a really big family, and our tradition has always been after you wake up and you wake up at home, and we always open all the gifts together. Like, we all sit together and we open up our gifts, and then there was like an adult breakfast at my aunt's house. So all the adults would go over there, and they're Jamaican, so they would cook up this big like Jamaican breakfast with ackee and saltfish and all of this other stuff. Yeah, I'd get food when they came home, but I couldn't go. I'd have to stay home and wrapping gifts. I was the official gift wrapper. And then after they came home, we would go to my other aunt's house, and that's where the whole family would meet, all the cousins, all the aunts and uncles and extended family, and we would like exchange gifts, but we would have to do something to get the gifts. So you'd either have to like sing a song, recite a poem, do a dance, give something that you're thankful for. So we would literally be there all day just exchanging gifts until, late at night. And then everybody would go home, eat, leftovers from whatever you had earlier, and go to bed.
So cute. Marta, what about you? How did you celebrate the holidays growing up?
Our families, holidays for us was really centered around family a lot. So I feel like most of my holiday memories are visiting relatives for, various functions, dinners, things like that. I come from a very large family, so there was more than enough people to visit all the time, whether it was my mom's side or my dad's side of the family. But just like as the nuclear family, mom, dad, the kids, one of the things we did every Christmas Eve growing up Catholic was attend midnight mass. Which like my favorite thing about that was knowing I'm gonna go home and open my gifts. Like, I just could not wait to get back after midnight mass. So we would always, open our presents. Next morning we'd like raid the stockings and stuff like that. We bounced around a lot, like kind of visiting family. I don't remember a time where maybe like my mom hosted. I feel like that wasn't really common. But that week between Christmas and New Year's, which incidentally my birthday's in there, was, spent just kind of like visiting family, enjoying our gifts, being at home as a family. Mom was a stay-at-home mom, so she was like ever present. And then it ended with like New Year's Eve. Our tradition growing up, my entire life till I was probably like 16, was New Year's Eve at my mom's house, my grandma's house. And she lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, really small, New York City housing apartment. Yes. And somehow or another, she managed to fit all of her children, their children, and then towards the end, their children's children in this place. And that's probably my fondest like holiday memory, is celebrating, watching the ball drop with all of my cousins, 1,000 of us that existed. All the older cousins, and I was somewhere like in the middle. I was sort of like the youngest of the older cousins, or the oldest of the younger set. They all the older ones hung out in the second bedroom. That's where they kind of like talked and like smoked cigarettes, whatever they were doing back there. And when I got invited to like hang out in that room, it was like, I was probably 13 at this point. It was like a brand new day for me. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing after that, because I was like in with the older cousins. But yeah, it was like mainly family. Just like all of my memories actually for the holidays just center around visiting family and all that warmth that you feel because you don't get to see them that often. And then everybody's in good spirits and people are off from work and just kind of relaxing, exchanging gifts, all of that good stuff. So
it's a beautiful thing. It's good memories. I'm glad you brought up tradition because the rest of us have yet to tap into that. But I forgot, one of my biggest things was always watching on TBS A Christmas Story. So I've been watching that since I was a child, and I still watch it present day. Yeah, when I say every year, like clockwork, I'm on TBS. It's like a marathon. We did that, but my parents baked. My mom baked black cake and my father baked potato pudding. And I used to help my mother, I guess they call it cream it, mix the softened butter with the sugar. Yes. Was eat that. I forget even the rest of the cake. All I want to do is help her mix that so I could eat it. And then my father made the most amazing potato pudding. So we did that every single year before the holiday. And then once the cake cooled, like a day or two later, we would put icing on it. So not frosting, but thick icing from confection sugar. And then my parents would decorate it with color. So I always remember that. And then they would get the silver balls and make it look really decorative. So that was our holiday tradition, always based around food, nothing else. Food and TV.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Crazy. Yes.
Don't forget
the sorrel and the ginger beer. I know that was big.
Sorrel and ginger beer, absolutely. Which I'm just actually starting to like now. But yes, absolutely. I gave my mom some sorrel like 3 weeks ago so she can make it, which is hilarious.
Yeah, well, for us Puerto Rican people, it's coquito. It's
of course
not an official Christmas season until you either have, well, both coquito, which is, you know, basically an eggnog coconut drink.
Yes.
That's the adult version has rum in it.
Yes.
And pasteles, which is a huge tradition. They take so long to make. This is like before people were using food processors and all of that. So it's many, many steps, and it takes a long time to like actually make pasteles. So people only make them around the holidays. But it's just deliciousness. I try to describe it. So basically the outer part of it is we call it masa in Spanish. So I don't want to say a dough, but it's basically made with plantains and other ingredients that it's ground up basically. I'm trying to think of grated down to a soft mixture. And then that is filled with meat, with deliciousness inside of it. And then it's the way you cook it is boiling it. I mean, it probably doesn't sound appealing at all, but it is amazing.
But it's amazing. Yes.
Yeah. And that's a holiday tradition for Puerto Ricans in general, but especially my family.
I love it.
When you're like me and you don't have like specific foods for that, you just enjoy from all your friends and neighbors.
Your Dominican friend, your Puerto Rican friend, your American
I will say that like my mom and them, I guess the fruit cake was probably like the same thing of like the black cake or the rum cake or whatever. So yeah, like my grandma and my mom would start like soaking their fruit in the rum for like maybe what seemed like forever before they actually baked it. And they would do it. And I've never liked it. Like I guess I don't like the fruits that are in it. So like, as a kid, I just always even now as an adult, like I pick around like maybe the fruits and I'll eat like a little piece. Just, like I can't. I'm more of just a regular cake person.
So let me give you a tip, because this is what I do. I bake the fruit cake. I soak my fruit in rum. That's the cherries and all the other fruit. I soak it in wine and rum for a year. But like you, I don't like to taste the fruit. So when I blend it all out. I puree it out. You don't even see it. So I do raisins, prunes, and all that fruit, and you don't get to taste it because like you, I hate to chew it.
Yeah, I think if they did that, I'd probably like it. But they put like the actual like pieces of it in there.
Yes, the green and the yellow and the red.
And I'm just like, this is too much. What's happening in here?
Yeah, there's an eggnog that my grandmother used to make, and it sounds like I'm not sure exactly what like with the coquito, but oh my gosh, she would put rum, like the Jamaican white rum, brandy. She would put other liquors. Like I remember as a kid seeing everybody lit. I was just like, what's going on?
What's in this?
And then like, it was so funny because I would be like, I'd be like 7 or 8 and I'd be like, oh, I want some. Like that looks fun,
Yeah, I bet.
Like my grandmother would put like a teaspoon, probably like not even an ounce of like the eggnog, and then she would just drain it with milk. I'd be like, that's not fun. So now like I'm just like, wow. But now I can appreciate it. And I'm like, being able to appreciate alcohol, it's like, wait a minute, I need to try that.
Which is why everybody is so festive.
That's right.
So, that you got to be festive. I guess that turns into like holiday present. Like, it's funny because a lot of the things that we grew up with, and I think a lot of the things, the common thread is like family. But as we know, it's like family kind of, you move, families aren't as close. Like, I think like our grandparents, probably like their generation, they would bring it closer. But like when it's our generation, it's kind of like, if you come, you come. You'll come anytime between Christmas and New Year's or something, And I think like now as an adult, I celebrate so much differently. I remember, and especially being single, not married and no kids, I don't really have the big tree that we used to have and all that kind of stuff. I may get a poinsettia and be like, hey, Merry Christmas, or put something, on the door like Merry Christmas. Like it's because it's just my mom and I I was just talking, I'm like, let's have a seafood Christmas. Let's do something unconventional, unconventional. And she's just like, well, as long as I have my ham, then it's Christmas. And I'm like,
That means no to
Christmas ham.
I'm like, whatever. But that is a good question. Carrie, how do you celebrate the holidays now?
So pretty much I'm still traditional. I do it exactly how my parents did. I do the black cake. I don't do the pudding. I do all the food. We do the eggnog. We do a huge spread. We do the Christmas tree filled with gifts. However, I was very quick to break it to my daughter. I couldn't wait. I did give her full time, but as soon as she turned, it was 11. I did wait until she was older. I was like, I can't wait to tell her about this whole Santa crap. And I did, listen, no more Santa Claus. This is not real. You know that, right? But what I did with my kids was I only let them know that Santa brought them one gift. That's what I did up until they were like 11. I did the same thing with my son. Santa brought you one gift. Mom and dad does everything else, or your family does everything else. Santa brings one gift in a brown paper bag, and we would leave it under the tree without a bow, without wrapping paper, but just in a brown paper bag. That was our little fun thing.
And they believe that? They
believe that. And honestly, my son's going to be really mad because he listens to this podcast. I was actually shocked that my son kept on believing all these years. And I was like, you think he's okay? Like, why does he still believe in Santa Claus? But I guess we really pulled it off and he just had childlike belief. But yes, he believed it until he was almost 12. And my daughter believed until she was 11. We did the whole thing, though. We did the number for Santa Claus. We watched online. We had a key for Santa with the little red ribbon that we put on the door that Santa could use to come in the house. We really kept the charade going on, and it really ticked me off every single year because I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this crap.
I love how you hated it, but still did what you needed to do for the kids.
I still did it for my
mom thing to do. Like,
it's not rational. It's just a mom life.
Yeah, that's the same thing with the orange cassette tape.
Yes, I was pained, and to the parent, I would be like, I'm gonna tell them this year it's over, and I'll be like, no, look, the key came. Oh my God, surprise!
but to see the twinkle in their eye, I bet they
loved it. They loved it.
And that's the thing.
You just didn't want to give Santa all the credit. You're like, Santa bought one gift. That's it.
One gift. Don't get it twisted. One freaking gift. Do you see your brown bag? That's from Santa. That's it. And then we did go the extra mile. We baked cookies and we allowed them to leave like a special drink. But I wanted them to have their childlike fun, and I'm glad they did.
That's it. Let me ask a question though. So that one gift, was it the big ticket gift? Or
you know what? It was always something amazing. Like my son loved video games growing up, so it was like a new video game or something to that effect. For Sign, it was like jewelry or the whatever she wanted that could fit in that brown paper bag. Though everything else we took credit for. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Myrna.
So like Carrie, I think her and my ex would get along really well because he was sort of the same. He had that same kind of like philosophy. Like, I don't really appreciate Santa taking all the credit for all this hard work that we put into making Christmas special. And as you know, we have 5 kids, so it can get really pricey giving them what they think some toy maker that lives in the North Pole can give them. But for me, honestly, I really relished it because I know looking back how much, we didn't grow up with a lot of means, to be honest with you. So me looking back at some of the miracles my mom was able to make happen and knowing that that's the magic of Christmas for me. Like knowing that she made that happen, even though Santa was going to get the credit. Well, my mom and dad made that happen. So that's why I never really looked at it that way. But I do remember my now 11 and 12-year-old, as they were starting to come to terms with the fact that Santa's not real, how sad that was for me because they are my youngest kids. And a little bit of the magic is now gone. It just, I don't know, it sort of like loses its magic. I guess it's the best word.
It does lose its magic because
a little bit for me. But, we have different traditions now. For me, we tend to stay home and we'll host a lot of times. We'll have people over to celebrate Christmas. So unlike me, where I felt like when we were growing up, we always visited people, for me, it's like staying home with my kids. One of my traditions has always been, and the one gift my girls are usually allowed to open before they go to sleep, Christmas Eve, even now at this age, my oldest being, well into her adulthood, is they open a gift. They always know what it is, but everybody acts surprised, and it's always pajamas. Everybody in the family gets a brand new set of pajamas every single Christmas, and we go to bed wearing our pajamas. So the next morning, I can get all the nice Christmas pictures with all the coordinating jammies. And then,
all of them are the same. So all of them are
no, the coordinating. We coordinate. We don't do the same pajamas just because, with girls, it just does not work, right? So. Yeah. Mom and dad will have new pajamas and stuff like that too. We'll have breakfast the next day. I knew my kids were getting older when I was waking them up to open their gifts, because usually they're up before the sun is out, like, let's go.
Oh, yes.
Now they're like sleeping in, and I have to like, come on, I want to show you what I got you. Like, hurry up, let's go. But yeah, and then we'll have like Christmas dinner together and just kind of spend the day just hanging out at home. I mean, it's like, for me, the having the Christmas music playing and hot chocolate on Christmas Eve, all of those little things doesn't happen every single year, but when it does, any of these traditions, it's just like every year a little bit more special and more special, more special as our family is, growing. And as Faith was saying earlier, as family it starts to evolve, people get older, they move to different locations, you have a family. So now, like, a lot of the cousins I spent a lot of time with growing up now go visit their in-laws, and you just sort of like branch out. So having these special times with my kids is really important to me, because I know as they get older, I'm going to have to share them with other family members, meaning in-laws and stuff like that. So I relish it, but that's it. It's just about being home, being together as a family, and enjoying what's supposed to be a very special day.
Definitely. How about you, Tam?
Well, for honestly, like, the hardest part of like adjusting to like being married and not being in my mom's house anymore was that morning, like getting up and not being there with my mom and my grandma as they opened their gifts. Because even my mom's a nurse, so she would work every other holiday, depending on what her schedule was. So even on the days that she worked on Christmas, like, we would just get up like extra early and open gifts with her. So I had to get used to not doing that. But like, my husband and I had kind of, worked our way into our own tradition. And, we open our gifts together. We still do the things that we did growing up. Like, we still go to church on Christmas Eve. I've had to learn how to split the holiday. So one year we'll go to his parents and my mom and spend time with his family and his aunts and uncles. And then other years we'll do like his parents, my parents, and then my aunt's house. And, we've had to split those things up. So we still do all the same things that we did growing up, because we grew up, together and doing the same things. I still make him watch Home Alone 2 because it's my favorite movie. I even have a cup that says "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal." So we still do those things that we did growing up. Like, nothing has really changed outside of maybe where we celebrate, just because we were raised in the same circle. So, we go to the same church. So when we go to church on Christmas Eve, it's not any different than what we were doing before. So those things haven't really changed. We just kind of make it our own. We're here in the morning. At first, it's just me and him. We eat breakfast together. We open our gifts. And then we just kind of decide, okay, let's start getting ready to go meet up with other people. So nothing has super changed yet, but it's still really nice just to kind of have that like early morning, just starting out with just me and him thing. So that's cute.
The connection and the quiet.
Yeah, just like chaotic. It's different. It's not like the loud hustle and bustle of like exchanging gifts and throwing things back and forth that I grew up with. It's just very quiet, and like all of our gifts are wrapped ahead of time, which is new to me. I'm usually wrapping as I walk out of the door to go to my aunt's house. But I will say what I'm curious about is, as we get to that point in life where we're, potentially wanting to expand our family and like incorporate them into our traditions. For Carrie and Myrna, I'll start with Myrna first. Like, is there anything specific that you've passed down to your kids from your growing up? I know we talked a little bit about it before, but is there anything? And then also, is there anything that you would want your kids to pass down to their kids and just kind of keep it going?
Yeah, since my holidays now feel so different from when I was a kid, I haven't really kept up with the traditions of like visiting family. I should say that like for us, we really are the only people in Florida in my family. Mm-hmm. My ex doesn't have family here. The only people that live here that are actually related to me are my twin nieces, who we do see a lot. I actually consider them like my two other daughters. Like, I have 7 girls. Their mom has passed, my sister. So it's really about the new traditions that I have, and the tradition I would love for them to have, to pass down, honestly, is the pajama thing. I don't know when that started. It started so long ago, I don't even remember. Probably when we were just a family of like 4. And the reason I think I like it so much isn't the act of actually like putting on the pajamas and going to sleep with new jammies on. It's the whole like them opening the gift and them pretending that they're surprised and knowing what it is, looking to see which one she picked out this time. And my oldest, who, shops for herself now, is always like, I can always depend on at least one new set of pajamas every year, It's just the fact that it's something that's ours, that my family does. I know lots of families wear the same pajamas and all that, but they don't have that same ritual. So it's like our routine, and it's something that everybody's in on. And I think that's why it's special to me. So I'd love for all my girls, who I anticipate will have like at least one child of their own, probably more, to see them pass that on to their children, and then have like the morning photo shoots in front of the tree, and when the tree has all her gifts, and then when she's butt naked and everything's been ready. So like for me, if there is one tradition I could pick, it would be that. Obviously, the other stuff, like the certain dishes that we eat around the holidays and the drinks that we have, I think that goes without saying. They're definitely going to carry that on. But this one thing that's like special, that's a Maldonado family thing, I would love to see them pass that on to their kids.
Yeah, I think that's like a really cute tradition, because I feel like you said, it's something small, but I feel like even though when they're adults, like they still look forward to doing it. So that's cute. What about you, Carrie?
That's cute. So funny, because I said to my daughter, who is 13 years old, I said, when you get older, whose house are you going to be at? And she's like, Mom, you guys are going to be at my house. I said, okay, I'll take it. I'll you to it. So many things have changed. Everyone's talking about family and visiting family. And we did that so much in New York, where we had so much more family and relatives. In Georgia, we're the only ones here. My family is extremely small. Like literally, it's just my mother, father, sister, myself. And my husband's family is very large, but they don't have a lot of tradition. So we're somewhere stuck in the middle. And I know my kids feel left out, like, oh my gosh, why don't we ever do anything? Because it's pretty much just us. One of the traditions we do have is we do let the kids open a gift on Christmas Eve. We normally have an amazing breakfast, like where I bake banana bread and have a full spread for breakfast. And then we have a huge dinner. So I think we're going to continue to have that. And I think they will do that with their families as well, along with our ethnic food, which is like the black fruit or rum cake, which everyone calls it, and some of our other traditions, including like eggnog and some of the other things we do. But my husband and I, what we do to not even stress Christmas, we don't exchange our gifts until almost the new year. We wait until everything is 70 to 80% off, and then we buy each other.
Oh, nice.
That's cute.
Yeah, because this whole capitalistic stuff really drives me nuts. I really hate this part of it. And I'm like, why spend money on things that we don't really need? And why go crazy and make ourselves stress out over something that is just a gift? So we don't really stress it. And hopefully my kids will really start to see that and adapt. Like, listen, it's the holidays. It's about family and love and togetherness. It's not so much about the stuff. So my sister, their aunt goes crazy for them. My sister probably gives my kids 30 gifts each. And I'm not even exaggerating. Their box actually came today, and it normally takes up all of our Christmas tree. But this year, my son didn't ask for any Christmas present. He wanted stock. He wanted to buy 20 shares of apple stock, and of course she obliged. So he's learning.
What a good aunt does.
Yeah, she goes out. And I think he's learning, I don't need an iPhone. I don't need this. Let me get some stock and start to invest into myself. And with that, I said, that's great. I said, now buy some for your sister with what your aunt gave you. So hopefully they're maturing in a sense that it's not just about the gift giving, but it's about the togetherness, about health and wealth and joy and peace and sharing with others. So I'm hoping that's what they learn from home.
I'm taking notes just so you guys know, Maren. I don't want you to feel no type of way if you in the future see my kids in matching pajamas. I
love that.
You're gonna love it so much.
She'll be taking pictures, and
I'll be sending them to you guys too. I'll be like, Maren, look.
And you're gonna make the black cake, right, Tam? You're gonna make it. You're gonna
see. I have a problem. Like, my thing is, I won't make anything that I won't eat. So I hope if they like it, they can go to their grandma's house and eat it, because both their grandmas bake it. So
okay,
go pick some up at Granny's house.
Oh, thank you.
So Vade, what about you? What are your plans for Christmases?
My plans are probably, because right now the only thing I really focus on is my mom, because she's she's elderly or whatever, but I know that she's not going to be here forever. And in creating my own traditions, being an only child, I'm not super into family, because sometimes I'm like, okay, when are they leaving? Oh gosh, when I shouldn't have said that because they probably will listen. But anyway, in the event,
We'll delete it.
what I want to do, what I envision my is making my own tradition as far as like traveling. But I've always wanted to travel like on Christmas. Like I've seen people, they're like, oh, they're in some place tropical. And yeah, I live in South Africa, but you know, go someplace, go to like Antigua, go to, you know, someplace exotic, go to Turks. Of course, when things change in the world, you know, when things get back to normal, I would definitely want to do that and just lay at the beach. And of course, you know, I still want to, like before, maybe have, you know, like how they have Friendsgiving, have something with my friends, exchange, like those that are close to me, you know, do an exchange and then just leave for like a week or so till like New Year's or whatever. But still also when they come and I entertain them. Of course, you all know that I will have a dog, so I'm going to dress up little Coco and
You have to, in little Santa gear.
Oh my God.
Exactly. She has to. But then
borrow her for my Christmas picture with my kids in their matching pajamas.
Yes. But then also just you know, make the ginger beer, make the sorrel, make the eggnog, of course, and make some of those family recipes and stuff. So that's probably what I used to look down. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything because I don't have any kids. But I thought about it. I'm like, man, people have amazing vacations.
That's right.
During the holidays, you know.
I want to go to a cabin, though. I want to go to a cabin with a jacuzzi on the deck, pool table, like 4 or 3 different floors, and like, you know, a fireplace and roasting marshmallows and stuff like that. Yeah,
that's my mom's dream. No. One of these years, like when it gets like cold enough, I'll like be like, all right, Mom, this is it. This is your Christmas gift. We're going to the cabin.
That's fun to me. I love it.
Yep. So I think that's it. And I'm content with it, you know?
Yes.
I think that's the important thing about the holidays, really. It's just like making it your own, because for each person, it's an individual thing. And as a family, each family that I know has their own traditions, and some of them look very familiar, and then others are very, very unique to them. And I think that's what the holidays should be about. It's just about celebrating what's important to you, and that looks different for every person.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, and you hold on to you hold on to the memories, because
and how about not getting stressed out, like not getting in debt, like for the holidays?
Oh my God.
Oh no, yeah.
Crazy. Not being online for like 6 hours for stuff. Like, be okay with telling someone, I ordered your gift, you're gonna get it in like a week. Okay, I love you. I mean,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
They may freak out and be like, I'm not going to get it by the 25th. Hey, you get it when you get it.
That's right.
You know what I think? I think a lot of those pressures are self-imposed, if I'm honest with you. I've never once received a gift, and maybe I can speak for myself, but I think most people are this way, you know, that if somebody, you know, said, hey, I got something for you and it's on the way, that would be good enough for me. It's just a thought, right? But I think a lot of the pressure that we put up, it's not good enough. It's not expensive enough. It's not exactly what they wanted. It's homemade, or it's, you know, I think all of those pressures are stuff. A lot of times it's self-imposed. You know, the media makes you think like the newer thing is the better thing, but that's not always the case. As we're talking about today, most of our traditions that we've even created, that we've kept on, are old, or things that we've done for a very long time. And that's true. That's special. I think, you know, I think that's really what it's about. It's just, you know,
and then you see it. The funny thing about it is that you give these presents, and then on the 26th or the 27th, you see people going to exchange it for something. Right. And they find the value of the gift. They get pissed. And it's like, really? But it was the thought.
Yeah, especially when I went to retail, like I would see it all the time. Like I would sell something to like a husband who maybe spent like hours just wandering in the store trying to find something for his wife. And then on like 27th, she'd be in there. She'd be like, I didn't like these, so I'm returning. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's just like,
maybe I'm sentimental like that. Like I'll keep it even if I don't like it, just because I'm like, oh, it's the thought. Like the only time I won't keep it is if it's like a duplicate or something that I really can't use. Then I'd be like,
exactly. And then people want to know, they're like, well, how much did they pay for it? Like, really? Why do you want to know?
Right.
It was free for you. Why does it matter?
Exactly. So I think a perfect ending to this, ladies, is if you could think about it, what is your favorite holiday song? I know for me, and I don't have just one. I have like a fun one and then a one that's like kind of sentimental. Like do you guys know the song? And I heard it today when I was coming home. Soul Holiday by Sounds of Blackness.
Okay, I just heard that for the first time in my life like 2 weeks ago, and I love it.
Oh my gosh. Like the music in itself, like the instruments, it's like, wow,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. So that is like a serious song that I like love. But one thing, and don't laugh at me, if the holidays pass and I do not hear this song, I get upset. But I love the song Santa Baby by Eartha Kitt.
I was gonna say, yeah,
nice song.
Love it.
That's a nice one. Oh my God,
that is a cute one. So, Carrie, what's your favorite song?
Absolutely. So let me just say this. I have a tradition where I start playing Christmas music once I put up the Christmas tree. And as soon as the new year hits, I cannot stand hearing any more Christmas music. But I am obsessed over like 30 or whatever amount of days my Christmas tree is up. I love This Christmas by Donny Hathaway, but
yes.
I found version. I love it, love it, love it. That's my go-to song, but I love What Do the Lonely Do at Christmas. It just makes me think. I love it. And Luther Vandross has Please Come Home for Christmas, which I love. And of course, the saddest years that I have to name another one. My favorite is Celine Dion, Oh Holy Night. It makes me cry every time.
Oh, yes. I love that song.
When she belts that thing out.
I've never heard her version.
Oh, amazing. You have to find her version tonight. And when she belts out her tunes, it makes me scream and cry at the same time. I love it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Amazing.
How about you, Tam?
Well, I have like the same ones that you guys have. Like, Oh Holy Night is my favorite like church song, just because I'm like, if we're at church and we don't sing it, I just feel like, like why would they not sing this song? Like it's like a disappointment. My favorite, like, I guess like mainstream radio song is the Donny Hathaway This Christmas, and Santa Baby is just like my fun. Like I don't know, I just feel like it's such a me song. Like I don't know, like I feel like I would like ask Santa for like a convertible. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yes.
Wait, I didn't get the last song that you said. Which song?
The Santa Baby.
Oh yes,
but
I love that.
Always has to be like the Eartha Kitt version, because it's just something about like her little like playful whatever. I'm just like the other day I posted a video of like my tree, and that's the song that I use in the background, because I'm like, it's not Christmas without Eartha Kitt.
Yes, Santa Baby. So cute. I can't sing, but wow, it's crazy.
I like to lip sing though, and it's still this, it's cute either way, just kind of.
Yeah, it's like you can get a little shimmy in, and
I don't know, it's just like a fun, like flirty, like you can
even it's like karaoke.
I love it.
So, like
Christmas karaoke.
I love it. Well, I recommend now. That's what you call Christmas. That CD is amazing. It is hot.
What CD?
It's called Now. That's what I call Christmas.
Oh yes, yeah. That has all the hits on there.
That's everything. Yes.
How about you, Mern?
So mine is going to be like different, obviously, as it usually is. But one of my favorite songs puts me in such a good mood every time I hear it is Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda.
Yes, that's fun.
It's way too short. The song's like 3 minutes long. But I freaking love listening to that song. I don't know what it is about it. I think it started for me when I watched Home Alone for the first time. And they have that scene, right? Yeah. And I just, it puts me in a good mood. It's kind of fun and festive. Most Christmas music tends to be like very slow and stuff like that, and this one isn't, so I think that's why I like it so much. And I love to hear other versions of it, but my favorite is the original version. But I actually have two, because another one that I love, it's more of a hymn, and I love the pentatonics version of it. It's called Mary Did You Know? And the song
yes I love that song.
It's a really beautiful song, just basic, the song's addressed to Mary, Mother of Christ. Like, did you know that the weight of the world would be on your son's shoulder? And like, would you do it differently if you did know? So it's, to me, it's a beautiful song. As a mom myself, I love it. I think it's amazing. But my favorite, all-time favorite, and of course, like Mariah Carey, it's not.
Yes. I was about to say that no one said that.
All I want for Christmas is you.
It's understood that's like Christmas.
It's classic. It will never go out of style. She nailed it. It's so different. It's because so many artists put out and write beautifully done. Like Beyonce's done beautiful Christmas music, Michael Bublé, but most of it is songs we've all heard a million times and know, just in different versions, right? But here she came out with a song that was like her own, it's original, and it just is so classic. And
Christmas song.
The bells and the whole...
Yeah, like, I feel like she has to, like, she could do nothing else in her life, and she would like be able to live off the royalties from just this song playing.
Yeah,
Christmas. Like
that fine. Song gets played on loop, like on repeat, and then this endless loop all Christmas season long. So I mean, she is just making so much bank just off of that one.
Yeah, like she did like. So hit a winner with that song.
And then you hear the bells. The bells.
Like, this is what I love. As soon as that comes on, you know.
What movie was that song out of? Like, I know it was in a movie.
No, she didn't. It might have been in a movie, but it wasn't a soundtrack. That album. You know, I was a huge fan of hers at the time, and I mean, still like classic Mariah.
Yeah, not Mariah now, but
I'm a fan of like classic Mariah, right?
Dream lover, Mariah.
One of my favorite things was along with the album was like a video, the biography or discography of like the making of the album, and she actually recorded this in July, and it's funny to watch her like in the studio with the singers and everything, and like shorts and like a t-shirt, recording like Christmas music, and I sometimes wonder, like, did she know? A lot of artists never know the kind of impact a song will have, but my kids love it. I'm sure their kids will love it. It's just going to go down with Bing Crosby and all the other.
It's like a traditional song. It's like a generational song.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like officially like a classic Christmas song. Like you say, like any of the ones that we named, like Mariah Carey. You know, you wouldn't think so, but yeah,
it's up there.
And because
I want to go back to
too. The message of it to me is really beautiful because it's like you can have all of these things, but really all I want for Christmas is you. And what, you know, that you can be anything. Each individual probably has their own.
And I want to mention a classic like The Temptations. That was one of the songs we played in our household. And it's not Christmas to me until I hear the Temptations or like Lou Rawls, real old school 70s.
Yeah.
You know what was funny though? Like, and I would roll my eyes as a kid though when I heard it. Like all of those traditional songs, had like that reggae beat. I was like, this did not have like, you know,
the reggae mix.
I'm like, this is not like what is this? I'm like, this is
fun.
But see, these songs are made up, so why not make it with a Caribbean beat if that's what you like? You know, like
that's right.
People on the island celebrate Christmas too.
Yes, and they got to remix it with their beat.
Exactly.
Absolutely. But ladies, this has been awesome. Oh my goodness. Like just go.
Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for the holidays? I'm not ready. Is anyone?
I'm not ready. I don't have a tree. I haven't even started Christmas shopping. You know,
you guys saw my tree. My tree's been up since like October.
Your tree has been up forever, and it looks beautiful.
It's 2020. It doesn't matter. But no, I haven't bought like not one single thing for Christmas. So I am not ready. I don't even know like if I'm buying anything. I'm gonna be like,
I haven't bought anything. Looks like Christmas mist is like per Biggie Smalls. Like I mean, I'm like this is gonna be a really tight Christmas versus just different. But my sister did send a huge package with all these gifts for the kids, and that got here today. So that's really cute. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I need to head to Home Depot or Lowe's to get some poinsettias because that's all the Christmas trees that's going to be around here.
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was poinsettias. What is poinsettias? What the hell is that?
You know what? People pronounce it differently.
What the heck is... I was like, wait a minute.
People pronounce it differently.
The red poison is
Some pronounce it wrong. Like, what do you mean differently?
Potato.
I'm like, what is poinsettias? I'm like, the red plant that is poisonous? Oh, yeah.
Yellow. You're like adding letters in there.
But you guys, I want you guys to have an amazing Christmas, an amazing holiday season.
Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you do or do nothing, just be you.
Turn up.
That's right. Enjoy the day off from work.
2020 has been rough on all of us. So if nothing else, if you're not religious, if you don't really care for the holidays, let's just celebrate the fact that we survived.
We made it
almost over.
Yes, and it's almost over.
2021 has got to be better than this.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
And you are champs for just hanging on in there.
That's right.
So with that, with that note, thank you guys.
Bye, ladies.
Be well, everybody.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you for joining us at Unapologetically Fierce with Faith, brought to you by CKJ Live. Come back and visit again to hear more of the unfiltered tea that we are ready to dish. And remember, we are not just a podcast, we are a movement.